I'm starting to get really tired of tech companies overhyping their products. I don't want to know what you might be able to do one day at some point. I want to know what's available now or what we'll be releasing in the next year. When I see crazy new prototypes, my first thought is, yeah, we'll probably never actually get that. Elon Musk is the king of hyping up products. His whole business kind of depends on it. He desperately needs you to see Tesla as more than just a car company, otherwise the stocks would drop and investors would pull out. This is a problem in the tech industry as a whole, but I'm using a Tesla as an example because they just had their big event last week showing off their upcoming products. I'll start with that one because it's recent, but there's some other examples I want to look at too, because it's very frustrating. Like Amazon's AI-powered checkout free store. That's AI with quotation marks. I want to start off with these robots that Tesla unveiled at their event called the Optimus robots. They're meant to be exactly what you'd think a futuristic robot would be. They'll do your laundry for you, they'll mow your lawn, they'll help you lift heavy things, they'll care for the elderly, they'll watch your children for you, they'll even wipe your ass if you want them to. And they definitely won't turn evil one day and start a robot revolution. Well, these ones definitely won't because they're not real. And I think anyone with half a brain could tell the moment they started talking.
Where do you live in San Jose? Do you live in Almond Valley or do you live in Santa Teresa area?
No, I live in Los Gatos.
Los Gatos, oh wonderful.
That's clearly just a person on a microphone. They didn't even try to sound like a robot. Like you could have at least done some voice acting, right? You know, pretend like beep boop boop, I'm a robot. But no, they just sound like Dave from accounting. I don't know what the operators were instructed to say, but at least this one was honest after dodging the question at first.
So are you being remote controlled?
How's your night going, sir?
Good. I said, are you being remote controlled?
Today, I'm assisted by a human. I'm not yet fully autonomous.
I guess this was supposed to be the vision of the future and not necessarily what we have. Okay, fine. I'm still not a fan of this style of presentation. Make it clear from the get-go that these are human operated and not have the guests have to interrogate them to figure out if they're real or not. It's unfortunate that they presented them this way because they're, actually a pretty cool piece of tech if you think about it. Like the robotics involved in that is pretty impressive. So you could have just led with that instead of trying to fake people out and make them think they're fully powered by AI. Another highlight of the event was this toaster on wheels that Musk calls Robovan, not Robovan, Robovan. And if you're a Musk fanboy who's about to get pissed off at me for attacking your god, just chill. He's a billionaire. He doesn't care about you or what I say about him. He doesn't need you to defend him. And nobody should be simping over billionaires anyway. I don't care who the CEO of a company is. If I have a problem with their product, I'm gonna say it. Like, I'm not a fan of Meta as a company, but I think they make a pretty good VR headset for a good price. And when Tesla does something good, I will generally compliment them on that. I'm trying not to be biased here. And I can't deny that SpaceX is doing some really cool things right now. But Tesla, it's not doing it for me. So they brought out this concept autonomous van to really hype up investors. But if you think about it for just 1 second, it's literally just a bus. You invented a bus, an ugly bus at that. And it's almost certainly piloted by someone else or has a pre-planned route. I don't believe for a second that this thing is fully functional. And he said it's actually gonna look like that too, which is unfortunate. I hope they at least put in some windows because that's just a recipe for motion sickness otherwise. And the zero ground clearance seems like it could be problematic too. I think Musk is so used to private jets he forgets what real roads look like. But the main highlight of the night was supposed to be the Cybercab, the fully autonomous car / taxi. Which to me looks like a Model 3 and a Cybertruck had a baby. I don't love the design, it's not the worst thing ever. I still think it looks better than the Cybertruck, but it's still not great. I imagine there's some legal issues this car is gonna run into before it gets on the road, and I don't think we'll see it like that anytime soon. The fact that it has no mirrors, no steering wheel for manual override, no manual door opening latch, so you can't open the door on your own, will probably have some legal issues. He said it will go into production in 2026, but I highly doubt that. But that's just my opinion. I guess we'll see. And the price is supposed to be below $30,000, which also seems really unlikely. And I'm not the only one who seems to be doubtful about this whole thing. I don't think this event impressed the investors like he thought it would, since we see a pretty good drop in stock prices immediately following the event. There's already those Waymo cars out there on the road doing exactly what the Tesla cab claims it will be able to do in a few years, so it's probably not impressing investors too much. This is why I'm not a fan of tech events these days, because I just always get the feeling that I'm never gonna see this. Think about the great reveals in the past, like Steve Jobs showing off the iPhone. And imagine that instead of saying, you can buy this product next year, he says, this is just an idea I had, and maybe one day we'll get it working kind of in the way I said it will. You would not be nearly as excited, and it wouldn't have been such a monumental event. Did Oppenheimer hype up the nuclear bomb before he blew one up? No, he just dropped that thing on a bunch of civilians. I want to get punched in the face by a real working Optimus robot, not one controlled by a person. Wait, where am I going with this again? Oh yeah, I'm just trying to say I want to see a completed or at least nearly completed product that will actually be available within a reasonable time frame and not just some far off distant fantasy product. AI has really made me lose interest in tech news. I think it's because so much about it is still speculative that companies don't really know the limits of it or even where it's going to be in 2 years. That makes claims from companies very meaningless to me because they themselves don't even know what the end goal is. And companies are just jamming AI into every product out there, even if it doesn't really work, because they see how well AI stocks are doing and just want to get in on the action. One of the funniest examples to me is the Amazon physical store where you don't have to check out because AI will recognize which products you grabbed off the shelf and automatically charge you for it. Well, it turns out it wasn't actually AI. It was actually thousands of employees monitoring cameras and then manually adding it all up, then charging you afterwards. It's a great idea in theory, like no one likes waiting in lines at checkouts and having to deal with carrying around cash or organizing your credit cards and all that, so it would be much nicer if you could just walk out of the store. But clearly the tech wasn't there yet. It's just another case of a tech company lying in order to make themselves look more advanced, and I hate that. Imagine if PlayStation or Xbox did that when they revealed their new consoles, just blatantly made up things about it and lied. Oh wait, they did. Microsoft did that when they released the Kinect for Xbox. Does anyone else remember that Star Wars demo that looked incredible? It looked like a dream come true for all of us nerds, just living out our fantasies through this amazing technology. But in hindsight, it was so obviously fake. And I'm sick of overhype in the tech industries. I think gamers have really come around to this opinion as well. We know not to trust companies anymore till we see the final product. Show me all the cinematic trailers you want. I'm not gonna care or pay attention until I see some actual gameplay or some hands-on reviews from reliable reviewers. Us gamers have seen so many false promises and broken games on arrival that I think we're just so jaded we don't care anymore. Like, I think it's actually kind of good for us at this point. We learned our hard lessons. But I guess not everyone learned because people still pre-order games, which is absolutely wild behavior when games are all online, available to download right away. Like, you have no reason to do this anymore. It's not like they're gonna run out of stock. There's no physical disc 99% of the time. Maybe I'm just jaded at this point, and that's fine. It just means I'm not gonna get suckered into the hype train anymore. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.